Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here for Bass U Basics, and I'm here to talk to you today about selecting and buying your first rod and reel combo. Really important time in beginning this sport is picking the right rod and reel. You know, that rod and reel that's your weapon, that's your tool to go and catch your first fish. So picking the right one is so important. And I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 distinctly different types of rods and reels. And I'm going to do it in order of how I started. I'm going to use my own history in fishing kind of as a bit of an example of a great way to begin to get a start in this sport. So there's 3 distinct types of rods and reels. There's the Spincast, there's the spinning, and then there's the conventional casting reel. And they're all great types of rods and reels. And let's look at them one at a time, starting with the most basic. And this is the Spincast rod and reel, the Spincast combo. And if you look at it, it's got a round oval style reel that's closed faced. It's actually got a cap on the reel, and the line comes out of a hole in the top of that reel. And if you look at it, the casting mechanism for a Spincast reel is a button. That's why the second name for this style reel is actually called a push button reel, because it just has a button. This to me, this Spincast style rod and reel is the most basic, and this is a great setup to start fishing if you've never fished before, if you've never cast a rod and reel, if you've never wet a line and tried to catch a fish. This is a great combo to start with. If you're a kid, if you're a young child or introducing a kid to the sport of fishing, this is a great style of rod and reel because it's so easy to use and it's so basic. You know, a lot of times the Spincast rod and reel is sold at stores as a combo. And that's, you go in, you walk in, and you buy it together as one package. But if it's not, let me show you the right way to put on a Spincast reel and to actually hold the rod. And you can buy these components separately as well. You could buy the push button or Spincast reel separate from the rod. On the rod, if you're picking a rod for a Spincast reel, we want to make sure it's what's called a casting rod style rod. And if you look at it, the best way to determine that is casting rods actually have a trigger grip at the bottom. And we're going to use this style for casting reels, for push button style closed face casting reels, and also conventional casting reels. So that's a casting rod with the trigger grip on the bottom. And all we want to do, if you look at that Spincast reel, it's just got a cleat at the bottom. They call it a reel seat. And we're going to get that cleat or that reel seat, and we're going to place it in the female side to that rod. And almost all these rods have a mechanism to tighten that reel on there. This one's just got a spin dial. This is an Abu Garcia Ike Dude combo. And we're going to spin that dial until that reel is tightened all the way down. And once we get that set up, the correct way to hold and fish with a Spincast reel is with that reel in the up position. It's not facing down, but that Spincast reel is going to face up. And if you look at when we put our hand on this combo, our finger fits real nice in the trigger of that rod, and now we've got our thumb ready to make the cast.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.